Howdy folks, this is Rob with MTG Investor, and we're taking a look at Dragons of Tarkir cards that have been spoiled. We're 82 cards into the spoiler, and we have the big bad Narset. They're one everybody's talking about. So if you haven't seen her for some reason, she's all over the internet, Twitter, and MTG sites. Narset is a Planeswalker, a blue, a white, and 2. She begins with 6 loyalty, which is humongous for a 4-mana Planeswalker. Her +1 ability is look at the top card of your library. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. The -2 ability is when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell from your hand this turn, it gains rebound, and its ultimate is -9. You get an emblem with your opponents can't cast non-creature spells. So, a lot of people are on the fence about this card. I think most people really like it, but there are some people who think it's really overrated. It seems like she fits really well into blue-white control. You know, a lot of people say you need a Planeswalker that can protect itself. Well, I think if you're going to take that angle, the fact that if she comes into play and you plus her, she goes to 7 loyalty. That just the fact that she's a 7 loyalty Planeswalker, that is her protection right there. I don't see her dying the turn she comes into play unless you're on the draw and somebody's dropped something plus a Siege Rhino, or just something humongous is coming out on turn. 2 things have come out basically, something on turn 2 or 3 and turn 4. And you haven't countered it. But the thing is, you've probably countered or dealt with something on turn 2 or 3. So I don't see her just being attacked away. I mean, maybe mono red. If you're playing against mono red, I could see her biting it from a bunch of little weenie red guys and some burn. I could see that happening. But if Narset ate 7 damage for you to avoid 7 damage going to your head, then that's pretty dang good. So her plus ability, look at the top card of your library. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, you may reveal it. If you're playing control, you're not playing many creatures. And I would say that if you're playing control, blue-white control, the combination of lands plus creatures is probably sitting around 30 to 31. Maybe you're running 27, 28 land. Maybe you're running 2 to 3 creatures at the most. So probably you're around, more realistically, around 30 creatures. So you basically have a 50% chance on her +1 ability of netting a card. So let's just say on average, every 2 pluses you net a card over the course of her existence in all your decks, in all blue-white control decks. So you're netting a card every other turn. Her minus, I think, is pretty hot. Whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery spell from your hand, it gains a rebound. This seems really good to me. If you bring her in, you plus her. If you're on turn 4 and you plus her, you get something on turn 5. If you have some sort of wrath effect, then you minus her, you wrath and clear the board. Next turn, you're wrathing again. So, one of the big things about playing control is if you have to tap out to do something, if you tap out to wrath, then your opponent has basically free reign to just unload their hand. So if you wrath and rebound it, then you can untap, you get the rebounded wrath, and you have all that mana and a clear board, and it should be smooth sailing from there. The fact that you could, dig through time and rebound. You could, you would have to dig. See, the -2 ability, it says whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery from your hand this turn. So you would have to dig on your turn, but still, double digging is pretty dang good. Really, you're going to be looking at, if you dig on your turn and then you rebound and then you draw, you're basically looking at 14 cards and you're getting 5 cards going into the next turn, counting your draw step. And that's pretty dang good. If you can't find what you need in the top 14, then you wouldn't have won anyway. So you can treasure cruise. Man, drawing 6 cards, wow, that's pretty nice. If you're on 5 mana, you drop her, you minus her, you treasure cruise, and you're netting, you're getting 6 cards. So if you do that, you're getting 6 cards for 5 mana. That's pretty dang good. Okay, you're 5 mana, 6 cards, and you're losing 2 cards. So you're netting 3 cards for, that's pretty dang good. Now, she seems made for control, but she might have some other functions in some other decks. Will she be played in Jeskai? I don't know. Is there a blue-white tokens deck? I don't know. There's a lot of ways. I think there's a lot of experimenting to be done with this girl, I should say. The ultimate is pretty dang nice and pretty much is a game ender, but nobody really plays planeswalkers for ultimates anyway, so it's mainly just the first 2 abilities on planeswalkers that people are interested in. Right now she's a $45 to $50 card right now. I think you might be able to get her, a few days ago you could get her on eBay for $40, and I'm not sure if you can get her on eBay for $40 now. It might be up to $45. I think she's going to stay at about $45. If blue-white becomes a thing, and there seems to be quite a bit of cards that are playable in blue-white control, or maybe there's some Bant. I know Bant showed up at the last Star City last weekend. If Bant's a thing, then you could see her slide right into Bant. There just seems like there could be a lot of decks built around her. So I think she's going to hold that $40, $45 range. I mean, Nissa held on to 40 for quite a while. I don't think she's quite 40 anymore, but still. And long term, I think Narset could see play in Modern. So if she does see play in Modern, she'll hold that $40, $45 range. If you're picking her up for 40, I think you're safe. I don't think she's going to drop below 40. I think she'll stay at 40 for a while, to be honest with you. On the long term, I have her 40 to 70. I could see her if she goes into a blue-white control deck or a blue-white-red control deck. There's blue-white control in Modern is a thing. It's a played deck, and blue-white-red is a thing. It's a played deck also. So the lands and creatures in those decks, I think, are even less than 30. So you have even more opportunity in those decks for her to play. But so she could potentially be on par eventually with Liliana. I don't know for sure if that's going to be the case. I'm not saying that that's going to be the case, but you just kind of have to see. Right now, when I'm doing my videos, it's all speculation. We haven't got to see any of these cards in play yet. We haven't got to see great deck builders try to build decks around these cards. Once we see these cards in play, I'll have a much better formed opinion. But pre-release time, when cards are either extremely overvalued or extremely undervalued, is a perfect time if you can pick up undervalued cards. Now, Narset obviously is not an undervalued card. It's probably a tiny bit overvalued right now. I wouldn't be paying more than 40 for her right now. But I don't think you're going to lose any money if you're in at 40. I think she'll stay 40 for her existence, basically. At least while she's current in Modern, which is what, 7 or so years. So I think she's pretty safe right now. So if she gets played in Legacy, then she will be a $70, $75 card. And so if you see her popping up in Legacy decks, you see her and Jace, Mind Sculptor paired together or something, then you need to be getting Narset. Anytime you see a card played in Legacy, you need to be trying to pick it up now, because when it rotates out of Standard, it's just going to go up in value. So anyway, those are some of my thoughts on Narset. When she's legal and Standard and get a better idea, I'll probably do a follow-up video and tell you with a little more accuracy where I think she's going to be. So anyway, this has been Rob with MTG Investor. Thanks for watching and happy trading.